Hey, what's up, Internet? It's WILSHOCKER on a mission to shock the world with fantastic content. And today I am doing a request that came in on one of my comments on a previous video about the history of WILSHOCKER. So I wrote about 6 pages worth of my backstory, and we're going to go starting with July of 2017 when Albion was first released. I started in the open beta phase, purchased a $100 founder pack, and I still have those cosmetics to this day. I'll put the screenshot on the screen of that. This is my original character, Elindra. She has the legendary adventurer's cape, hat, chest piece, and boots with the legendary explorer's mount, which was exclusive to the founder packs at the very beginning of Albion, which are no longer available on the America server. I wanted to be a great merchant, and I started with mining and animal skinning on Elindra. I joined a good guild that taught me how valuable the Black Zone really was, had a hideout which made adventuring in the Outlands less scary, and I used the heck out of that hideout because I wanted to make lots of silver, and my big priority was make as much silver as possible, do as much gathering as I can, and that was my playstyle for a good heap of time. I really didn't care too much about combat spec because I thought of combat as something that you would do once you had all the best gear, but uh, I just knew that silver was going to be extraordinarily important in a game where you could lose your things. So I just focused really primarily on getting my economy in place and then going from there. Back then, there wasn't really an established meta. I liked quarterstaffs for solo play and frost staffs when my guild requested it. And I was more than happy to play a role that my guild needed. Um, Eventually, I quit and retired Alindra because my job didn't line up with my guild's schedule because they were based in Europe. Some months later, I came back to the game and made a new character after my online alias at the time, Neurostar, which I had come up with while playing League of Legends, and quickly decided to start my own guild, Sentinels of Order. I figured that the guilds that existed right at the time were, and they had too high, the guilds at the time had such high requirements that I couldn't join them right away. So I said, forget it, I'll just make my own guild. So we made Sentinels of Order. Our mission was to become the Guardians of Albion and gank the gankers. Few people cared about this idea, but we still had over 100 active players in the guild thanks to an outstanding recruitment team. Big shout out to Princess Buttercup from the island of Misfit Toys. She was my rock star recruiter. I managed to main Neurostar for about a year. As guild leader, I took up the Mace, Holy Staff, Nature Staff, and Bow to fill multiple roles in parties. One day, I died in the Black Zone and quit the game, believing Albion was way too toxic of an experience for me at the time. The guild dissolved, and many members went to the island of Misfit Toys under Princess Buttercup's leadership. Months later, I decided to give Albion another chance because it was the only game on the market that offered large-scale competitive guild versus guild, which was something I always loved. This time I wanted to strike out as a content creator, but needed a new name. I was tired of people calling me Neuro, because my name was Neurostar, and I wanted to be called Will, even by strangers. Will Bazooka was born, and I worked my way back up to max level Mace and max level Holy Staff, determined to become a great player with a new guild called One Step at a Time, an homage to the lessons I learned about remaining patient with people in Sentinels of Order. The idea was to slowly progress as a team. This guild again would fail because I got burned out from playing. I took another break to play other games. Following the birth of Will Bazooka, I slowly realized that that brand name had some flaws. For one, I'm not really a fan of guns. For another, some people, especially those for whom English was not their first language, found Will Bazooka difficult to spell and difficult to pronounce. So I searched for a new name. We tried Neurostar XYZ, Nexus Will Whooper, which Whooper is not one of my favorite Pokemon. I was just going for an alliteration. and many others until one day I was brainstorming and stumbled upon WILSHOCKER by plugging random words next to the letters WIL. When that happened, something inside me clicked. I went off into a frenzy of excitement. This was it. This was the one. A name I could use that was easy to remember, easy to spell, super catchy, super simple, easily understood, compatible with all ages and backgrounds. I even had a native Japanese speaker pronounce my name correctly. See, see if anybody else can say that. It was something I could stick with for the long haul. And I knew this was the last time I would start over. It was WILSHOCKER or nothing. So I went and I grinded back all the way to max level maces, max level holy staffs, max level swords, axes, nature staffs, arcane staffs, curse staffs, and reaching level 100 with every armor and offhand in the game. WILSHOCKER was my newest and greatest project yet. It had the brand identity I had been searching for months. From there, I had a few more failed guilds. Together We Ride, Power Surge, Into the Storm, and the latest, Sugar Pop. All of these guilds failed because I was not passionate about the efforts, and starting from zero is very difficult. You have to constantly be searching for talent, and not just any talent. Talent that was actively compatible with your time zone. And this was hard and expensive. I was paying real money for help with recruiting after all. It never really worked. We found plenty of random strangers, but very few people who were experienced or interested in helping a smaller guild. Many of the best players were only interested in joining the best guilds, and they were right to do so. Albion is most fun when you're winning. And even though I've quit the game on multiple occasions, I still appreciate the competition that the game offers. Nothing like it can be found anywhere else in the world. Now, I have a new guild project, XLNT, and a new YouTube channel, WILSHOCKER Albion, and my mission is to make both of these projects as great as they can be. I still strongly believe true leadership requires sacrifice. Anything I could sacrifice to help people through troubled times would be time well spent. Even now, I might fail. There's no way to predict the future, and if I do fail, that will just be a lesson learned. That brings us to today. I am once again looking for help with building XLNT, with recruiting players of all skill and experience levels, and with finding the best people with whom to learn, grow, and achieve greatness as a team. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Albion.